Smash Brahminical patriarchy. A poster that has angered India. The anti-India stereotype has found open backing by the Indian National Congress.
This is turning out to be not just an outrage but a political controversy as well, with Manish Tiwari, the former Union Minister, jumping into this controversy.
They're making a case for the Twitter CEO. They say it's the reality of Indian politics. They're backing an anti-India stereotype, and it's not the first time. Six months back, when an Indian ran down his own country, the Congress president called it courage. 6 months on, when an outsider links Brahminism to patriarchy, they're calling it the reality. Here's a fact check for Rahul Gandhi.
Brahmins are a community of India that also needs to be defended. And all the political parties of India should come together and make statements and counter what is going on in this regard and make it into a public issue, not just simply an issue of one political party or.
Has Congress made a mistake? Let's debate.
On the debate today, now the Congress party says that they are backing Twitter. I want the first reaction, Mohandas Pai, on the debate. Sarvesh Tiwari, you're taking on Mohandas Pai. Mohandas Pai has been very, very active on this subject on Twitter over the last 24 hours, and he is joining me live from Varanasi. And Mohandas Pai, you're live today at this stage of the debate with Sarvesh Tiwari, Congress leading political analyst, and Professor Ashok Swain, who's joining us from Sweden. Mohandas Pai, your first reaction. Ashok Swain is battling you in the opening round on what you feel about the Congress party now backing the Twitter CEO. Did you expect it? Mohandas Pai, Ashok Swain, please.
I did not expect the Congress party to back this kind of hate speech. It's the hate placard played up by Jack Dorsey. Maybe Jack did not know about it, but he's played it up. It must be withdrawn. Jack must give an apology. Twitter must be given an apology and withdraw that photograph. There's no way to have this hate poster and direct violence against a party. Use of the word smash is a violent word, and singling out one community for patriarchy is directing hatred towards one community. Patriarchy is there in every religion, in every country, in every society around the world, and must be fought. That is true, because patriarchy is not right and women's rights must be supported. But to direct hate against one community, use language like smash, which speaks of violence, is not acceptable in any civilized society and is not acceptable in India. And for a foreign CEO to come to this country and pick on one community and to malign them is not acceptable at all. All Indians must rise against this. If the Congress party does not, it shows them for what they are, a very communal, bigoted party which has played this kind of politics for long, dividing Indian society. And we have seen A.K. Anthony write a report where he spoke about the Congress tilt to the minorities against the people of this country. So I think if Congress supports Twitter, it shows them for what they are, and they're not supporting the people of this country.
Yeah, and now the Congress party line is that basically let's just live with this. Ashok Swain, I want you to debate reasonably today, because yesterday, one minute, Ashok, let me tell you this. See, you sit in Sweden and you abuse India. You need to understand that there are people who are in
India. He's a big abuser, gross abuser. I don't see why you should call this abuser and hate monger to the TV channels. Arnab. Don't call that hate monger.
Now, Mohan, we need all perspectives. The question is, the boss of a US company flies down.
He's an abuser on Twitter. I blocked him. He's an abuser on Twitter. He spews hate from there. He's funded by the evangelist also there. It's very clear he's been funded by evangelist. I don't see why you should call that person the hate abuser on TV and give an audience.
Ashok Swain.
You stop people stop students eating eggs. That's what I said, and you stopped my you blocked because you don't
You're
accept
being
the
stupid,
truth.
Ashok. Nobody stopped shooting hitting at a joke. Don't be a liar on TV. Don't come and lie on TV, Ashok.
Ashok,
No,
You're lying on
Mohandas
TV,
Pai is a
Ashok.
big
Ashok,
fraud.
now, one point. Mohandas Pai and Ashok Swain. Let's go back to the subject. Thanks very much. Mohan, 1 minute. Let's go back to the subject. Sarvesh Tiwari. Let's go back to the subject. Sarvesh Tiwari, the question that exists right now is, the question that exists right now is, and we are debating this, Ashok Swain, I am not interested in personal attacks and diatribes. I want to discuss the subject at hand. So I welcome Syed Asad Abbas on the debate.
He started it.
No, 1 second now, you know what? I'm not interested in that. We are on a larger subject. Larger subject is the constant abuse of the Hindu community, attacks on Indian culture by motivated groups which have made it fashionable. Do we not want to address this basic issue? Let's go to the basic issue. And on that, I invite Syed Asad Abbas to debate with Vaibhav Agarwal. We're going to open this up. You can't. Syed Asad Abbas, my point is, a boss of a US company flies down to India, insults Hinduism, then flies away to undergo a Vipassana in Myanmar without any apology. Right? You look upon India as your biggest potential market. You take India away. Anyway, Twitter is a dying company. You take India away from Twitter's business plans, Twitter will close down. If you're going to be dependent on India, but you attack Indian culture, why should 1 billion Indians accept it? And it's not only Hindus right now. Let me tell you, and Mohan is aware about this, it's not Hindus alone. It is Indians across the board. It's not a Brahminical issue. It's about anti-Indianism. You get what I'm saying, Asad? And why should we live with the fact now that the elite Congress leaders are silent on the views of their colleagues and the political party, demanding an edit button from Jack Dorsey? Why do you want to edit it? You must confront it. And this is the first time. The historical importance of this, Asad, is it's for the first time. After being attacked and abused for years, the point that Rajiv Malhotra made yesterday, that the Hindu community and Indians at large are speaking back to people like Jack Dorsey.
Arnab, first things first, let me get it through on the very, very important front here. Jack Dorsey, being one of the youngest CEOs and undoubtedly a remarkable, well-known, renowned personality in the world, undoubtedly should have been more responsible.
No, what is remarkable about his personality?
Is patriarchy.
What is remarkable about his personality? Am I discussing his personality? You're being foolish here and sycophantic. Maybe you need a verified Twitter handle, that's why you're being sycophantic. But please talk with some self-respect now. Please. Yeah.
No. Let me
All you people want to cozy up to the Twitter boss. For you, Syed Abbas, is a verified Twitter handle more important than your national self-respect? Vaibhav is countering you.
No.
All of you people are cozying up. That's what matters?
The idea, Syed Abbas have the audacity.
Vaibhav, can't hear Vaibhav.
Say, look at a spade as a spade. Don't, look at a spade as its spade. Don't try to find lines between the lines. It is as simple as that the comment that was made is absolutely a statement of bigotry, is a comment of negativity, and is a comment of hatred towards Indians, towards the Indianism, that the very definition that we all stand for. The Twitter CEO should be a Jack and not the Jack of the other kinds. And he should be able to sack the policy head of Vijaya, who has absolutely riled him into this controversy. He's the head of the organization. He should be able to take the route of a humble apology and be straightforward in that. He needs to be thankful that when he came to India, the Indian Prime Minister gave him time, and he did not. It was none of Twitter CEO's business to meet the Indian Prime Minister. He's not contributing to the Indian economy any which ways, but it was requested, and the Prime Minister humbly made the time available. He did not even respect that. He disrespected billions of Indians around the world.
Asad Abbas.
Standing on this such a bad place. Tell me, why did Prime Minister Modi on Twitter say that he enjoys being on Twitter? The Prime Minister Modi tweeted saying that he enjoys being on Twitter and he observes the creativity of the people on Twitter and he's made great friends on Twitter. If Twitter is such a bad for him, then why does he enjoy being on Twitter? Modi ji enjoys being on Twitter with the highest following of 44.4 million
That is an irrelevant
Twitter
argument.
users. So you answer
That is an irrelevant argument.
You answer me.
No, that is an irrelevant argument. I get Mohandas Pai to debate now with Suman C. Raman, and this is a really foolish argument which has come up since yesterday. One point is that if you have a problem with Twitter, why are you on Twitter? Mohandas Pai and Sumant Raman. 1 minute. If you have a problem with Twitter, if Twitter is anti-India and anti-Hindu, then why are you on Twitter? Mohandas Pai, the argument put is if Mohandas Pai doesn't like Twitter, why doesn't he get off Twitter? Essentially, it comes down to that. Mohandas Pai makes his point, then Sumant. Sumant after Mohan. Sumant after Mohan. Sumant after Mohan, I'll give you a full turn. Sumant, I will give you a full turn. You will get a full opportunity to take on Mohandas Pai, which I know you want to. And I'm sure he will respond to you, but let him speak and that after that you can take him on. Go on.
Arnab, public platforms like a Twitter, like a Facebook have become platforms for public engagement, are part of the right to free speech around the world. When Trump took up an American on Twitter, the Supreme Court or the courts held that is wrong because that person is entitled to join the network with his president as a part of his right to free speech. Now all these public platforms for new age media have become a place where people engage. Now, when there is bigotry and hatred, it is up to you and you have a right to oppose that and you should do that. And getting off is an act of cowardice. You must stand there, fight for a right way, otherwise take the matter to court, sue them for your rights and have a class action suit and take legal recourse against the people who do this rather than get off. Getting off is not an option because the public platform is the new age media and we have to fight it out. And all over the world, countries are looking at declaring this as public utilities now. We're going to see this happen in the next 2 or 3 years because they become digital monopolies. When you have a digital global monopoly, is the open media, then everybody has rights. And countries are going to form rights,
Sumant,
and we're going to have committees look into that internationally.
Sumant. While you respond. Respond. I'm pulling back. Respond. But then I'll come back. I'll come back harder with my second question.
First of all, Arnab, I don't agree with what Jack Dorsey did. I don't think that it was improper. Having said that, he has a right. He has a right to have political views. Now, whether he should use his own platform to promote his political views, that is a different issue. And certainly it was in bad taste. Third, this important issue of saying India has been insulted and Hindus have been insulted, equating a community, the Brahmin community, with Hinduism as a whole and with India as a whole is something which I don't agree really with. I think you should go out. Hinduism is in myriad forms. Hinduism should not, in fact, I repeatedly keep saying caste is the cancer of Hinduism. And to equate what has happened with one community and spreading it across to represent India and to represent Hinduism is not something I agree with at all. So while I disagree with him having chosen his own platform to promote what could be misconstrued as a form of bigotry is something that I don't agree with. Having said that, he has a right to a political view. If he chooses to put it out on his own platform, that's his problem.
Then we come on a different point. One second. Sumant, I have a problem with that argument. Sumant, I have a problem with that argument. Mohan, may I intervene before I go it back to you? Mohan, can I intervene before you come in? Mohan, can I just intervene? I just want a one-line intervention and then I hand it over to you to respond to this. Good, we're having a good debate. In the USA, Sumant, a 20-year-old Ariana Rowlands was her name. She tweeted in support of Donald Trump and she started receiving hate threats. Then she reported that abuse and said, I'm getting hate threats because I'm supporting Donald Trump. Twitter did absolutely nothing for her. Her safety was compromised, but Twitter said, I give a damn. They did nothing about her. They ignored her safety concerns. So basically, there is an anti-right-wing angle that Twitter has. I give you second example, okay? And I say give you second example. Today our first debate was on the anti-Hindu pro-Congress, on the anti-Hindu position where the Congress party essentially says we only need the Muslim voters. Now, certain senior Twitter employees are also pro-Congress. A director of policy at Twitter and South Asia, she has profound pro-Congress leanings, and she puts out tweets using the medium she's working with saying, Congress wins are always comforting, right? And she allegedly deletes several tweets abusing the current regime. Now the fact is, if Twitter has become if Twitter, now you can say as an individual you can, okay, fine. So you are entitled to.
She has not violated
but please understand.
If our company policy has been violated,
but if Twitter then decides, Twitter has to decide whether it is a objective medium or whether it is basically an anti-right-wing, anti-Hindu, anti-Indian social media operation. Choose.
A propaganda tool.
You choose, yeah. Now, Mohan calls it a propaganda tool. Mohan, debate with Ashok Swain, but don't get personal with each other. One second. Mohan responding. Ashok, listen to him and then respond to him. Yeah, Mohan.
No. Arnab, Jack Dorsey is on record to say he is upset that his staff has become ideological and he has promised to write it. He has made it very clear earlier that he's found his clients to be totally ideological. And in the US Congress, in the political circus in the US, there are great debates happening because these kind of platforms are taking sides, shutting out one shades of opinion, promoting other shades of opinion, like you gave the particular case. Even in India, they're shutting out a sort of people who don't agree with the views. The JNU types are getting those tick marks. Other people are not getting it.
More than anyone else. If you look at it, Trump has the largest followers.
That is irrelevant because leaders are using the Twitter to communicate. The leaders are using that using as a means to communicate. They're not using it as a means to get feedback.
Else. And if you look at the Twitter, who is
all global leaders are using Twitter to communicate, to have a one-side communication. That's a very different issue.
No, listen, Mr. Pai.
That's a very different issue.
Listen to the counter. Listen to the counter.
Twitter is a means of one-way communication for global leaders. Please
death threats, but that is Twitter hasn't done anything. Twitter doesn't do anything. So Twitter is as equal to anyone else than you think. Don't try to act that you are the victim. It's a right wing is using the Twitter more than anyone else. So how on earth we are saying that the right wing has not been given the fair chance in the Twitter? And coming back to this, I think it's absolutely unbelievable that we are
say that a political leader cannot shut out anybody else. That has to be taken to a legal conclusion.
Sarvesh Tiwari, before I come to you today,
He's hate.
No, one second. Mr. Swain, I find it very interesting. I want to make another observation. What I'm going to say will be controversial, but I must say it. Please understand. You see this word, Brahminical patriarchy. Brahminical patriarchy. And I have studied social anthropology. I say with absolute conviction that to equate any religion or any caste within a religion with patriarchy, you have to be foolish to the point of absolute stupidity to use a phrase like this. Because, and then second point is, Sarvesh, is it accidental that the Congress party is the only party which through its mouthpiece has been pushing this concept of Brahminical patriarchy? If you look at it, what is interesting is that the National Herald, which is a Congress mouthpiece, revived right now because, Sonia Gandhi, doesn't want to go to jail. This Brahminical patriarchy word was first published in a big way in the National Herald in January 12, 2018. The Congress mouthpiece puts out a detailed article on Brahminical patriarchy, and the Twitter CEO toes the same line, and then the Congress party supports the Twitter CEO. You get it? Is it accidental?
No, who has supported it or no?
Who has supported it?
Who has supported it?
Congress
has Manish Tiwari supported it?
Of course.
Mr. Pai, if you don't understand his right English, then it is Mr. Pai's problem. He himself wrote to him again and he said that you clarified it. Where is the problem? A. B is the biggest culprit in this entire episode is the lady who has given this, but nobody is discussing about it. as she is equally culprit as well as Jack Dorsey is. The lady who was given, nobody is discussing about it. She's an Indian and she is giving something so bad to a foreigner sitting in India. She is one person who should be brought here and asked the question.
So why is Rahul Gandhi quiet, Sarvesh?
Look, this is about a foreign CEO holding up a placard promoting hate.
Why Rahul Gandhi
about
will
the
shout
Indian
on
lady
everything?
doing it, the separate
He is very
issue, the
clear in
separate
his
battle
thought.
that can be fought. We are talking about a Twitter CEO. Don't mix the issues.
Why
You're mixing the
separate?
issues.
Why
We're talking about a
separate?
foreign
Why
CEO
separate, Mr.
coming to
Pai?
our country,
Manish Tiwari
abusing
has
an
said
Indian
something which you
community,
didn't
and people
understood,
like you are
and you
supporting
made
the
it an
foreign
issue.
CEO. You must be out of your mind.
Even he sees courtesy.
You must be out of your mind supporting a foreign CEO against your own Indian citizens.
That this was my
What kind of animal are you?
Please accept it and understand what his intention was. He has been very clear in his words, but don't politicize it. This today, at the time of election, everything is being used for polarizing.
And
I don't feel that this is the right way of doing it.
But the way he did it, and he equated the Brahmin community to the Jewish community, and is it with the Jewish community, and he was implying that hatred towards Brahmins is okay. Is it not equivalent to anti-Semitism? Is anti-Semitism not banned on the world? Is it not illegal? He's trying to equate Brahmins and Jews and make fun of it and make light of it. And when he was pulled up, he apologized. When he was pulled up, he apologized. All right? You please read all the tweets. I was party to the tweets and I tweeted to him.
It is very sad. It is very sad.
Let me at this stage.
I want to. You must know how to read.
I want to hold this up, viewers.
Great respect for you. You should not come into politics.
I have a wheel of hate.
You should not politicize this issue,
I have in my hands a wheel of hate. I call this a wheel of hate, and I will explain it to you. I'm just holding it here, viewers. I hope you can see it. I'm just hiding over it. This is a wheel of hate. I want to zoom out a bit, and I want to tell you the larger game at play, if you can zoom into this. In this wheel of hate, spoke one is the political opposition. Spoke one, right here. Spoke one in the wheel of hate. Sorry, I'm getting up. Yeah. Spoke one is the political opposition. This includes the like of Digvijay Singh, who go from place to place talking about Hindu terrorists. Spoke two are the intellectualizing circles, which includes Lutyens Delhi politicians who keep talking about phrases like Shashi Tharoor calls them Hindu Taliban. Then the internationalizing circles of this wheel of hate against Hindus are people like Arundhati Roy, who talk about ugly Hindu nationalism. Ugly Hindu nationalism. Then there are the Lutyens lawyers who say compensation to lynching victims must be based on religion or the caste of the victim. Spoke number 5 are the social media lynch mob who essentially mock the Hindu faith, abuse it on a daily basis, and Twitter refuses to do anything about them. Twitter supports these people and gives them verified handles. Then there are the Lutyens media sycophants, those people some of whom were in that infamous picture, and then include some ex-journalists who are now attacking Twitter while being part of that cozy club. They, like Hafiz Saeed's favorite journalist, for example. They are perpetually used as messengers and propagandists to further an anti-right agenda. And finally, the attempt to get the stamp of approval from the Twitter boss. Question is, this entire wheel of hate works against anyone who is seen to be, in any case, remotely supportive of the Hindu community. Point here is, does the Hindu community not have a right to exist? Is there an attempt at delegitimizing the Hindu community or Hindus? Or do people like Ashok Swain constantly sit there in Sweden? People like Ashok Swain sit in Sweden and make a profession of abusing their own country and the Hindu community.
Wheel of dictatorship today,
well, this
which
is
has recently happened in Jammu and Kashmir.
I hold this up. And David Frawley is on the debate. David Frawley.
It's ironical that we are even having a debate.
I have with me Ashok Swain, David Frawley is with me. David Frawley, Ashok Swain.
You are wrong.
Ashok Swain. Ashok Swain, David Frawley is with me. David Frawley is a Vedacharya and a Jyotish teacher. He has more respect for Indian culture and Hindu culture than you do. You make a profession of abusing it from a foreign land, and he makes a profession.
But he also spreads fake messages.
Well, of course.
He also spreads spreads
anyone who you disagree with
messages in the Twitter.
Well,
ask
okay,
him.
okay.
You
now,
ask
now
him
David,
what kind of messages he puts.
Yeah, so whatever. So now
he is a hate monger. He is also a hate monger.
Anyone who has anything to feel a sense of pride about Hinduism is a hate monger from you. given people like you, you would like Hinduism to be extinguished from this world.
Not.
That's what you are.
I'm as proud
And let me tell you, let me tell you, since you are an unaware person, let me tell you, I am a student of social anthropology. I need to educate you right now. You know, the people who supported and wanted to perpetuate the caste system in India were French structural anthropologists like Louis Dumont, who wrote books like Homo Hierarchicus, and who made academic achievement into a way of perpetuating the caste system. Please understand, right? This is a colonial construct that people like you and politicians want constructed. The Hindu religion is not limited to the caste system. You must know, that people like Shankaracharya, way back, hundreds of years back, brought reform into the Hindu religion. Please tell me, did reform first start in Christianity or the Hindu religion? The social reform movements, which you don't know about. Now you know what, I don't know what you study. You say you are a professor of conflict research. You only want conflict if you're in your country. If you want to serve your country, then please come back and understand what's happening in this country instead of making a profession of abusing it in Sweden. Now, David Frawley will educate you. David Frawley.
No, this is not abusing. This is
well, David Frawley is on the debate. Dr. David Frawley on the ongoing debate. I'd like you to throw light on what you think about the ongoing debate. Day one, we had this sweeping generalization by the Twitter CEO. Day two, we are seeing the Congress party come out in support of the Twitter CEO. How do you view it, Dr. Frawley?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, very good. Yes, it's interesting to see that this is organized not only towards the Indian community, but also towards the global community, where many people are not informed about what is going on in India. So it's trying to turn people globally into negative Hindu attitudes, connecting Hindus with patriarchy, with casteism, with negativity of all types, and it's not providing any type of alternative view. Brahminism is, of course, not a separate thing.
This is again propaganda. This is absolutely propaganda false without any basis. This is absolutely propaganda false and without any basis.
Ashok,
this is what I have been always telling.
Ashok, let him speak. Ashok, let David Frawley speak.
Because he is
Ashok, let David Frawley speak.
No, because this is
Ashok, let Dr. Frawley speak. Ashok, let Dr. Frawley speak.
But I can't tell him. I can't.
Yeah, Ashok, I don't know whose interests you serve. You must ask yourself today, whose interests you serve. Whether you sleep well at night abusing your own country, and whether you find anything good about your own country or the Hindu religion.
I saw my interest. I am a Hindu.
I'm not sure. Dr. Frawley, please continue. Please don't heckle him, don't abuse him. Asad on the debate, let Dr. Frawley speak. Dr. Frawley is not being allowed to speak here. And Mohandas, by 1 minute. Let Dr. Frawley speak. Go on. Let Dr. Frawley complete his point, please.
Where Hindus are not allowed to speak. Instead, negative stereotypes. This Brahminical patriarchy is both colonial, it's also racist. Brahmins also face racist prejudices throughout the world because they're Hindus, because they have a brown skin. There are attacks on Hindu Dharma for its worship of various forms. Missionary stereotypes continue. And statements like Brahminical patriarchal is just going to continue these hate speeches and these negative stereotypes. So what's very necessary here is to look at what is actually going on. The Hindu religion has the largest worship of the goddess Devi, or Shakti, the universal mother in all of her forms. Hindu theology is much
patriarchal. I regard your words and Hinduism in the highest of order. My question to Mr. Mohandas Pai, may I please ask Arnab? I have a question to ask Mr. Mohandas Pai. Sir, may I ask you a question, please?
Go on, Mohan is on the debate. Mohan, a question to you from Syed Asad Abbas.
All right.
Yeah.
Sir.
Syed Asad Abbas from Bangalore is asking you a question,
Twitter,
Mohan.
So I greatly regard you. I've always looked up to you. So my question to you is, if Twitter is anti-right-wing, sir, if Twitter is considered to be anti-right-wing, why did our Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, tweet that he enjoys being on Twitter, he loves the creativity of people on Twitter, and he's made great friends on Twitter? My question to you, sir.
Let me answer that. Twitter is a means of a one-way broadcast to reach the largest number of people globally. All global political leaders on Twitter. So is the Prime Minister. Tomorrow somebody else becomes Prime Minister, he'll be on Twitter. Dr. Manmohan Singh was on Twitter. President Trump is on Twitter. President Macron is on Twitter. Prime Minister Abe is on Twitter. Every political leader is on Twitter because the one-way communication to reach people, and you can also communicate with the political leader. It's the perfect platform. That's what our Prime Minister is saying. That's what Trump says. That's what everybody says. It's got nothing to do with right-wing, left-wing, and all that nonsense. So don't bucket people, don't brand people.
Sir,
let us debate as civilized people on a particular issue.
Yes, sir.
The abuse of Indians by a foreign CEO on a public platform. That is the issue.
I saw your Twitter war with Manish Tiwari, and Manish Tiwari explained his tweet saying that I unequivocally condemn his actions. He did that. So how is Congress backing Twitter?
After I bashed him up, please. See the sequence of events. Since you watch Twitter all the time, see the sequence of events. I bashed him up and I called out his hate. I called out his hate. Abbas, I called out his hate because he equated Brahmins to Jews, and I said, if this hatred is equivalent to anti-Semitism, anti-Semitism is illegal, you must know better. And he says, I unequivocally condemn this, and I don't mean this. He backed off. He backed off. Please understand after my tweet. Read the sequence of tweets, then you understand, you can make a judgment. All right?
Last question, sir. Sir, Atiti Devo Bhava. Thank you, sir.
Atiti Devo Bhava.
Atiti Devo Bhava.
Atiti Devo Bhava is a ridiculous argument now. No, one sec. Atiti Devo Bhava does not give you the right to be for the Atiti to abuse you. No, one sec. Now here's a question. Here's a question. Ashok Swen.
Stand up for India and Indians. Not stand up for a foreigner.
No.
On Indian soil.
No. Ashok Swen. Since you are in the profession of abusing Hinduism, I want to ask you whether you are aware of the fact that the Hindu religion is the only religion. Let me complete my point. You see, I come from Assam, and one of the greatest social reformist movements in any religion, right, was by Shankardev in Assam. In Assam, in the Hindu religion, you have Namghars where people from all tribes, religions, people who are not even Hindus, right? People who are animists, people who are Muslim, people who are Hindu, all come together and they indulge in communal worship in Vaishnavite shrines. One minute. Now, I want to ask a person like you who makes a profession of stereotyping Hinduism, whether you would use that, whether you would say that stereotyping Hinduism in a negative way is only done by people who are factually unaware of anything like this. If you are unaware, I'm willing to educate you. You want to do some reading, I'm educating you. You want to put up the structure of some British Raj social anthropologist to define what is Hinduism? I won't agree. I won't agree. Have you ever said one good thing about the Hindu religion? Have you said one good thing in the Hindu religion?
And because
have you said one good thing, or do you abuse it daily?
So long, Hinduism has survived so long. No, I'm saying you don't listen to me. I'm telling you, Hinduism is one of the very good religion.
Very good.
Hate mongers and abusers like you who are economic refugees.
Because of its tolerance, that's why Hinduism has survived
well,
so
Ashok Swen.
And has survived
Ashok Swen, I thank you very much for the debate. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a big news day. The Congress party video right on top. The developments in Jammu and Kashmir and the Congress backing the Twitter boss, Jack Dorsey. Interesting day, and I shall be back tomorrow at 9 o'clock with big news stories and big debate. Thanks for joining me tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, for tonight, good night and goodbye.